Welcome back to Magic Ministries, everyone. I hope you all had a fantastic week. We are here today to hop on and do a little live stream, and hopefully we'll get a little bit of an information flow from me to you and from you to me, because, well, today was a huge download day. I don't know if anybody else got that this morning, but I had one this morning that hit me so hard it literally took me out for the rest of the day. So if you have, let me know in the chat, because I'd like to know if I'm not the only one who received this huge amount of energetic flow from the universe. Hello, Bridget. Oh, it's so good to see you. I hope everything's been going well. We are going to pull some cards today, and if you stick around until the end of this chat, I will pull some personal cards. We'll probably use the Crystal Intentions deck, and I'll just pull some great kind of, I don't want to say, we'll pull some crystal helpers. Okay, so these are not going to take the entire edge off of this energetic download, but they are going to help kind of tone it down a little bit to make it a little bit easier for you to digest. Because I know for me, it hit me in my crown chakra so hard. I had probably the worst headache I've had in ages, and I literally slept most of the day, and it finally started to edge off around 4:30 for me, my time. Yeah, it is Mercury retrograde. Normally, I am not really affected by Mercury retrograde, though, because I was born during Mercury retrograde. So I actually kind of have the opposite effect a little bit as far as those interactions go. Let me know if the audio and the video is okay and the Wi-Fi, because I know I've been having a little bit of problems. I did get a new webcam and a new audio setup, so I just want to make sure that they are working properly. Ignore the dogs in the background as much as you can. We have a house full right now, so all the kids are here, the grandkids are here. My youngest also flies in on Saturday too, so that's super exciting. I'll have all the kids together, and it's going to be great. The grandson is doing amazing. He is a month old yesterday, and he's doing fantastic. He actually reminds me so much of when my son was a baby. He's super cute, and he's just the sweetest thing ever. All right, so this energetic download. It was really intense. I've been getting a lot of messages lately. Thank you to those of you who have booked readings through me recently. Hello that way, welcome. And if you are interested in one, you can hit me up in the comments below or through the normal channels, Instagram, Facebook Messenger, email at magicministries@gmail.com. And I'm currently running $44 for a 1 hour one-on-one chat, or $22 for a half an hour. So you can kind of choose. I'm also still doing the one question quickie, which is $5.55. That's $5.55, not $555. And I'll send you a quick pre-recorded, well, not pre-recorded, but it's a recorded video from me answering your one specific question. All right. Now that business is over. I'm not sure any deck requests from you guys today. Also, if you're hanging out, watching the live stream, make sure you get your name in the chat if you would like cards pulled at the end of this live stream. I'm not sure how long this is going to be on. It'll just kind of go with the energetic flow. But let's start off today and get a soul truth question by Brienne Hovey. I kind of want to narrow down this energy. I haven't dove into it very intensely yet, just because I wanted to kind of go through it all with you guys here live today. All right. So let's break this down and see what waylaid me for most of the day today. All right. What question is coming through for us today, universe? I shall also probably turn the volume down on my phone just in case. Ooh. All right, so we actually got 2 that popped out today. That doesn't happen very often with this deck. Oops. Hang on. Let me turn my volume down. Okay. And they're good ones. Okay, so I know lately we've been doing a lot of energetic clearing. Some really big things are coming through for a lot of us, especially those of you who have stayed up on your shadow work. And part of the biggest thing with the shadow work is not necessarily letting go of that shadow, but acknowledging it and giving it a place to reside, right? We are both light and dark, and life calls us to either side whenever it's necessary. But ultimately, our job is to live in the gray, okay? Nothing is ever perfectly awesome, and we try to stay away from perfectly awful, right? So we want to find that middle ground where we are in the flow and getting the energetic messages that we need, right? So our first question is, am I consistently showing up, right? When you're being called to do something, you need to be able to take that action and follow through with it. So we're really being asked right now to consistently show up. It doesn't necessarily mean that you always have to show up in the same way. It is definitely about balance, right, Bridget? A good way to do this is to kind of journal it out, right? You can either do the ceremony where you write out all of the things that you would like to let go of, and burn it or bury it and let it go that way. You can also take those really good things that you want to and plant those in the dirt with a seed. And as that plant grows, so does that dream. Okay, so that's a really great energetic exercise for you too, because then every time you tend to that plant as it's growing, it helps to solidify your intention to consistently show up for that dream, right? And we do that in big and little ways all the time. It's not necessarily something that you have to do that completes it necessarily. Right now, we're asked to just go through the process. Okay, so the card itself actually says some trade their dreams for comfort, yet comfort is the enemy of progress. Success requires showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it. And even when it feels uncomfortable, especially when it feels uncomfortable, honestly. Hello, Kate has great faith. Welcome. And it takes guts and an endless vision to stay consistent to that dream, right? So are you consistently showing up for that dream? Are you consistently showing up for yourself? Because I can tell you can trust yourself to consistently show up. You're going to have a really hard time trusting that the universe is going to bring you what you need, right? And that message has been coming through loud and clear probably for the last 3 or 4 weeks or so, especially at least for me in my life and for the few people that I have been interacting with lately. I've been trying to kind of limit my involvement in others' energetics, just because I've had a lot of energetic downloads coming through lately. And then on top of time constraints with culinary school and, just life in general, it is what it is. We are getting into the swing of things now. I am going to be relaunching the daily videos. It will probably be at 9 p.m. every night. So I hope to see you guys all show up. Those of you who have been with me for a long time, thank you so much for your support and for your allowing me this time and space to kind of realign to my own energy. All right. Now, the card's soul action says to journal where you can be more consistent in your life in alignment with your soulful goals and then show up for those goals. Okay. that's going to be extremely important, as well as that consistency, right? The second card that popped out with this is kind of along those same lines, but it's more leaning towards that shadow aspect that I was talking about earlier, that we need to kind of acknowledge and accept and realize that we all have that light and dark, and what we need to be is in the middle, right? So are you apologizing for your truth, right? We all have wants and desires, and those are the things that we really need to be acknowledging right now. Part of being a free will being is the knowledge that creation is just one giant soup pot, and you're allowed to dip your ladle in and take whatever you would like. And you're free to choose that. But make sure that you're choosing something that's in alignment with where you are and where you want to go, right? So try not to step back into those things that you've already stepped through, okay? So what part of you is apologizing for your truth and why, right? I know for me personally, I like to give away the things that are brought to me by the universe, because I feel like other people have needs that are greater than mine. And while that is an awesome, unselfish sentiment, it very often shoots me in the foot, because I give away something that I actually needed and didn't know. Whether it be money or energy or my time or just my love in general, I have a tendency to feel like everybody's coming from the same space as me, and very often they're not. When you are energetic being of light, when you are a messenger, very often people come to you who just want to take that for themselves without giving back. So make sure that you are properly shielding that, and you're not emptying your own cup to fill up someone else's. All right, because we really don't want to do that anymore. That's part of what this whole progression is about. Okay. So the soul action that comes from this card says, today be proud of your truth. Okay. Catch yourself when you want to apologize or withhold parts of it. You never know whose life you'll change when you are brave enough to speak it. So be the lighthouse that shines on the courage that lives in all of us. This will give others permission to speak their own truth, because there is room for all of us, right? Ultimately, we know we are all one. What you wish for yourself, you often wish for another too as well. And what you wish for another often comes back to you as well. And we have progressed past the threefold law. So what you're putting out, you're getting back tenfold, not just threefold. So make sure you're putting out what you want to get back, always, or at least as often as humanly possible. We're human after all. You know, you're not always going to be able to come from that place of light. Sometimes you're going to be coming from that darker place, and it's okay. Just acknowledge the fact that you made a misstep and step back into the gray. All right. That's really what this is all about. It's like Bridget said earlier, balance, right? So those are great cards to start this off with. We're going to now pull out. I can't decide. Let's get some affirmations from the Soul Coaching deck by Denise Lynn. That's a good spot to start. And let's see what kind of affirmations come with those questions, and see if we can kind of get a little bit more clarity on that. I'm going to make a huge mess of her. Let me shuffle these really quick. I'm trying not to do it by the speaker so I don't blow your guys' eardrums out. So how has this energy been showing up for you guys? Let me know in the chat while I'm sitting here shuffling these. You know, what kind of things have you guys been working through? Has it been a lot of self-worth things? Are you working on your own personal abundance? Are you learning how to acknowledge the fact that you are that abundance? What's been going on with you? We're going to try and get 3 of these for today. Also, let me know, did you guys get the notification that I was going live today? If not, make sure you check your bell button if you are a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, thank you for subscribing. And welcome to the tribe. Okay. All right, there's 1. 2 and 3. All right. This is the Soul Coaching deck by Denise Lynn. I love this deck. It has great information. You can use it with or without the book. I very often use it without the book now, unless I need more clarification, then I'll pop the book open. But all right, we're going to go bottom to the top with these, and let's see what our energetics are. Ooh, peace. So this is still going back to that message we got like about a week ago about finding your own personal sanctuary, and making sure you have that still peaceful place inside of you to escape to when the world just becomes too much. Okay. We'll do the affirmations at the end, but let's first get the energies. Okay. Ooh, adventure. So the whole reason this is coming about, as we know, we always go through a clearing before the brand new big adventures come. So that is definitely what is happening. The sun is rising on a new path. You are getting ready to see the opening in the trees, so to speak, that is allowing that path to show up. Okay. And simplicity. We are definitely getting to the point now where we are realizing that this does not have to be a struggle. In fact, it's not supposed to be a struggle, and it is our humanness that is making it that, because we're still trying to control those things that are coming in and out instead of going with the flow of what creation is trying to bring about for us. The affirmations say, I breathe deeply, knowing that all is well in my universe, for peace, right? Sorry, I'm trying to get this to focus. New camera. Wonderful new experiences fill my life. Nice. And deep, profound serenity is expanding in my life. Okay. So these are all great messages. I'll put them up together. Hopefully you guys will be able to see them. Okay. So there is the energy for today. All right, so those go amazing with the questions that we already got. So remember to ask yourself as you're going through this energy, are you consistently showing up for what you need? Are you apologizing for the fact that you need something? You know, very often we have that tendency because we know ultimately that we really have no needs, but we do have desires and preferences, and we kind of get those confused a little bit, right? So ultimately, we know that our needs are going to be provided for us. It's the how and the why that we often get stuck in as humans, right? We don't know how it's coming, and we really like to know those details. I know for me that personally, that is the hardest part of this whole trust process for me, because I like to know how and when and why and all of this stuff, because that's how I process things. And I know a lot of you are kind of the same way too as well. So try not to get sucked into that right now. We're really being asked to kind of really let go of the wheel. And I know that sounds kind of cliche, but when you get into the flow of where the universe wants to take you, you lift that paddle up out of the water and you let it take you where it goes. And sometimes that means that you're going to run aground. And if you do run aground, it means that there was something there that you needed to see. So try to look at those roadblocks and obstacles as opportunities instead of challenges, right? there are opportunities for you to acknowledge the solution that you already know, and not challenges that you have to find an answer to, right? It is probably the scariest and most awesome experience ever. I know for us here, we've been going through a lot of really crazy stuff. My husband was laid off from his job, so we haven't had any money coming in. And it's been kind of awesome embracing the knowledge that what I need is going to come to me and that our family is not going to be left adrift. By the universe, and the more I lean into that trust and knowledge that everything's always working out for me and all my wants and needs are met above and beyond my greatest expectation, and that ultimately, fear is false evidence appearing real, the more miracles show up in my life, right? And they're never from where I expected them to be. In fact, they're usually the polar opposite of that, and they're coming from places I never even considered before. So try not to limit where your blessings are coming from by your expectations. So we are really being asked right now to let go of those expectations and let the universe take us where it will. Because right now we're being taken to those places where we need to be in order to fulfill some part of our fate and destiny. As much as I do believe in free will, I also believe in fate and destiny as well. And we kind of have to, again, learn to live in that gray area. Sometimes we're not meant to know. And sometimes things are taken from us and given to us that we at first feel are some sort of a curse, but are actually a huge blessing in disguise, right? I never thought that when my previous marriage was failing and I was going through my divorce and it was horrible, that I would be sitting here 7 years later, happily blessed in a sacred union with my high school sweetheart. I mean, that doesn't happen in real life, right? That's like fairy tale shit. But when I let go and said, okay, I threw up my hands literally and said, I don't know what you want from me, universe, but I'm ready and I'm open. And then it showed up, right? And that's how life is working. And the more we lean into that and lean into that and lean into that, the more miracles show up in our life. Right. Well, you have to remember that those wants sometimes are not conducive to what the universe has designed for you. And sometimes we want things that are bad for us, right? At the time I was going through my divorce, I wanted things to work out. I wanted to not go through a divorce. I never wanted to be in the same place as my mom was, right? I had intended originally to only make that commitment one time. To death do us part meant to death do us part to me. But what I didn't acknowledge at the time, but was the death of the relationship. Some things we take on that are bad for us. And I learned a lot of really valuable lessons, even though that relationship was toxic to the 9th degree, right? If I would have stayed in that relationship, I would not be here breathing right now. I would be dead, whether it was by my own hand or by my husband's at the time, right? It was bad. And to now be in the place where I am, it's kind of mind boggling sometimes. And I often have to pinch myself because I feel like I'm dreaming. Uh, but it all happened because I surrendered that expectation, right? Very often, what the universe brings to us is tenfold what we ever thought we deserved for ourselves or even asked for. And that was the whole reason why I started this channel, because I wanted to bring hope to those people who are going through a dark, dark place. There is hope on the other side of that. There is joy in that surrendering of your own expectations and allowing the universe to bring to you those things that you are really worthy of. But first you have to acknowledge the fact that you're worth it. And that's sometimes the hardest part of all. I kept calling those things to myself because I felt like I deserved that pain and that, hardship because I had done bad things in my life. So I thought I deserved what I was getting. I thought that was God's retribution for me. But that is not the way God works. That is the opposite of what creation stands for. And it gets really twisted, right? It doesn't matter what God you believe in, or if you believe in no God at all. That belief in yourself, even as your highest aspect, is enough, right? Indeed, it is what some people refer to as the devil, but honestly, they're all one and the same. God, creation is all that is. That means good, bad, ugly, happy, sad. It is the giant soup pot that we all pull from. We all create our own realities out of that consciousness. We are all tiny fractals of a whole. And we're allowed to choose. And sometimes we choose badly. And it's all very often a lesson, not only to ourselves, but to others, right? So we cannot condemn that which we also are. So make sure you're not getting stuck in that hatred and condemnation, right? If you don't like what you're looking at, look somewhere else. Look again. And I'll acknowledge where it's coming from. What lesson is it teaching you, right? Yes, low vibration, right? And that's part of the whole too, right? Exactly. Very often we would not be able to recognize that light in ourselves if we had not gone through those darkest times in our life. It gives us that sense of gratitude and appreciation for where we've been and where we're going. Okay. So try not to condemn other people for their own journeys too. We're all on this journey together, but we're all at different points in it. Okay. So if you have reached a level of higher vibration, make sure you are reaching back with a loving hand to those who are on a lower vibration from you. Make sure you are showing them the path to that lighter spot by living firmly in that gray area. The acknowledgement of, yes, there is good and there is evil, and we are allowed to choose. But it's our choice. And it's not our job to judge someone else for their choice, because at some point in your life, you made bad choices too. And that's how you learned. And that's how you grew. And that's how you awakened to what you really are, which is light and love and joy and peace. Right? Right. All right. Let's step into another deck. Let's pull out the Rebel deck just for fun. I think I'm far enough in my live stream that I can say the fuck word without getting flagged, but we'll see. I think I hear my grandson out there crying. Try not to get distracted by the baby in the other room. All right, my loves. Let's see what the snarkier side of life has to say to us today. Indeed, pray. That is a great idea, honestly, Kate. Make sure you're taking a moment in your day, whether it's before you go to bed or in the middle of the day or any time that you need to, but make sure you are taking that moment in time to ask to be shown what is the highest good of all, right? And make sure that is the path that you're choosing. Maybe not all the time, but most of the time. Okay. There we go. Oh, the universe is telling me to shut the fuck up and stop talking, right? Right now, we need to shut our mouths and listen. And make sure. Hang on. I'm going to just mute this for just uno seco. They just can't let other people have fun in the other room without barking their heads off about it. So make sure that you're taking that moment to still yourself and listen, right? And that comes in our prayerful moments. And that can just be when you're having a mindful second. So you're sitting there doing the dishes or folding your laundry and letting your mind wander. But those are the times sometimes when those messages become the most clear. So make sure you're asking those questions. And then make sure you're shutting your face long enough to hear the answer. Okay? Exactly. That's the way it works around here. Okay. Ask a fucking expert. It says don't rely on your friends or the internet. Listen to a damn professional. Okay. So for those of you who want to dive a little bit deeper in this, you know where to find me, right? I don't charge a lot. Most people can afford it. And I am here and willing to pull a line through and do a little bit of collaboration. I can't tell you anything you don't already know, but I can confirm the things that you already do. All right? And have you eaten? You are acting like a big ass baby. Okay? And this isn't just about food. How are you feeding your soul? Right? Very often when we feel bad, it's because, well, we're being bad to ourselves. We're not feeding ourselves right. We're not exercising properly. We're not feeding our minds, right? We're listening to too much garbage on social media. We're hanging out with bad people. Remember, you are the sum culmination of the 5 people closest to you. Are those people that you admire, or are those people you would rather not be chilling with? It's a good question, right? It says you need food in your belly. Eat a fucking taco. All right? Taco of your choosing, right? Book, food, whatever. But feed your soul. Let's get one more of these. No, I wouldn't necessarily say overindulge, but definitely indulge. You look like a shit show. You're a hot mess. Fact. Clean yourself up. A lot of us are needing to go through a serious aura cleansing. I did that for myself a few days ago, which is probably why I got hit by the energetic freight train this morning. Definitely chocolate. Whatever it is that your soul is asking you for, make sure you're feeding it with it, okay? And get in a place where you can cleanse those things from your life. Whatever you're choosing to do, whether it be a smudging, an auric cleansing that you get from someone else. I do a little bit of distance Reiki, just for those of you who are interested. But honestly, this isn't necessarily anything that you can't achieve on your own. There are certain things you're going to want to take to a professional, but it's not necessarily because they're doing it for you, but helping you by adding their energy to yours to raise it to a higher vibration so that those messages can come through for you. Okay. Don't get sucked into those things where people are being like, oh, I can fix you and blah, 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 because we can do all of the Reiki or distance healing or tarot readings or auric cleansings that you ask for, but you can still deny yourself those things by not accepting it at the time, right? At some points, we're just not ready. So make sure you're to that point in your own process where you're willing to accept that learning and you're not just asking somebody to blow smoke up your ass, because that's not fair to the professional that you're working with. And it's definitely not fair to you and your own soul. Okay. Beautiful. All right, let's see. What time is it? We're 35 minutes in. Let's do a Nature's Whisper Oracle card. And I'm going to actually read this one out of the book just because I want to go uber deep into this. Let's get a good clarifier. Thor, you're fine. My boy is sad. He's in the crate at the moment because he curls around my chair and then I can't move it. And I need to be able to move at the moment. All right. That's a lot more than one card. Okay, we got 3. So we got 2 in my hand and this one that popped out right here. So we're going to start with this one. Oh, synchronicities happen all the time. Okay, so weren't we just talking about this? This is the 23 card, so that's a 5. This is about changing how we feel. All right, it says you are worth it, and you are. So see this? This is your ship coming in. This is the little rowboat that you showed up in. This is the universe showing up and saying that you are worth it. Okay, this is you blowing your wind into that sail to make it show up. So remember, thought, word, and deed. You are the creator, but you also have to be open to the receiving. Okay, so remember, you have to be at the vibration of the thing that you're asking for. So if you can be asking for that love of a lifetime all you want to, but if you're not in an energetic spot to be able to receive that, it's not showing up. You're going to be sitting there on the beach waiting for that ship to show up forever and a day because you're not at an energetic place to be able to receive that. So make sure you have done your work, right? Do you feel like you're even worth it? Do you need somebody to show you that you're worth it? Because that's not going to bring it to you either. Okay. There's also 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 candles in this. So this is about not getting stuck in a nostalgic point too as well. Sometimes the things we want back in our lives are not meant for us. They've been taken for a reason. Acknowledge that and be willing to move on. If it's meant for you, it will come back. But some things that have been taken from us, especially the most serve the purpose that they had in our lives and are ready to move on to themselves. Okay, my connection is a little bit unstable, so hopefully I'm not going to drop out. Let's get through these other cards really quick before my internet takes a shit. Be spontaneous. Ooh, I like this one. Okay, so here's a 4. This is about stability. And also about reaching that hand back for someone else, right? And it's very often going to show up in a way that you're not expecting. Okay, so you're going to get into a conversation while you're waiting for your coffee and donuts in the morning on your way to work or something. Somebody's going to say something to you. It's going to trigger something. And you're going to have the answer. And it's going to be really weird. But it's going to show up. Remember, when it does, you're worth it. And laughter, right? We are joy. And the more you get into this highest vibration, which is joy, the more fun life is going to hand you, right? And this is the 47 card. That is the 11. All right, so this is the wish card. Although, well, not the actual wish card in this deck. There is a wish card in this deck too as well. But this is about us being consciously choosing. Okay, so make sure in every moment of your life, you're being conscious of that thought, word, deed, trinity. Okay. I think I'm just going to read the You're Worth It card. I don't want to read all 3 of these out of this deck. I believe it was 23. Okay, so the book says The only way you can accept, respect, and cherish others is by accepting, respecting, and cherishing you. So accept praise and credit when it's given to you. And when you learn to be accepting, you allow your true potential to blossom. You claim your worth and reflect that light to others. When you see yourself in this light, other people cannot help but respond to your personal sense of value. As you strive toward more self-love each day, you will find yourself infused with new energy. It's okay to walk away from relationships that minimize or hurt you. Enjoy and love who you are, right? And that's what we were talking about in the beginning of this live stream, about consistently showing up. Consistently showing up for yourself, consistently showing up for each other, and just consistently showing up for the energy, right? So I think our message for today is pretty fucking clear. Are you finding that still small, peaceful center of yourself? And are you listening to what it's fucking telling you? It's really hard sometimes, I know, because our minds want us to do one thing and our hearts often want us to do something else. You have to find that fucking middle ground. You have to be the one to step in and say, I am done with this shit show and I'm ready to get on with what the world has for me. Universe, I surrender. I let go of what that is. I'm removing my expectations for this existence, and I am willing to receive what it is that is meant for me because I'm worth it. I deserve it. And God damn it, bring it to me, right? This isn't a begging period. You are gods in your own right. You are creators of your own reality. And the sooner you grasp that aspect, the sooner your world's going to change, and for the better. All right, let's do some fun stuff and let's pull some crystal cards for everybody in the chat. If you have not yet got your name in the chat, please do so now. Rant over. I'm making a huge mess on my desk. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me see if I can dislodge my camera here for a second. I have cards everywhere. All right, let's get this back on here. Right, and ultimately, anybody that you're talking to, that is going to be all that they're there for is confirmation of what you already know. All right. Okay. I think I got it. Sorry. Okay, let's start with Bridget, and then that way, and then Kate. And anybody else who decides to show up for that. For some reason, a lot of people don't get this until like we're 30, 45 minutes in, thanks YouTube algorithms. Although I haven't been as active on here as I used to be, so I have a tendency to get shuffled to the bottom now. That's going to work itself out soon. So thank you for liking and sharing our channel with your friends. We are not on social media because social media hates me. I'm okay with that because I hate social media. It does serve its purpose. There's too much crap on there that I don't want to see anymore. I am still on Instagram though, so you can find me there. The links are in the channel banner or in the description box below. I do have 2 blogs up. One is Live Your Magic Life at blogspot.com. And the other is At the Hearth's Edge at blogspot.com. I do not have the newest one up yet. All right, Bridget, let's see what your crystal card is. I screwed up my camera a little bit, but oh well, it is what it is. I'll fix it later. I just want to say thank you as well for those of you who have showed up and shared your energy with us and with the universe through us. You make it worth it every day. Ooh, beautiful. All right, Bridget, you get the blue lace agate. I love this card. and the emerald. Okay. I love rough emerald. So the blue lace agate is the card that is good for helping you speak your truth, also helping you listen well. So this is very conducive to the message that was just coming through for us. This helps you to have the courage to say what you need to say, be heard, and read between the lines. Okay. The affirmation for the blue lace agate says, it's easy for me to express myself. I am understood, and I hear what others are communicating. Okay. Good card, love. And the emerald is about releasing limiting beliefs regarding money, increasing your financial success, attracting extreme wealth, ooh, and also helping to increase abundance in all areas of your life and cultivate authentic friendships. Okay. I think we've all gone through points that way where we feel like we are just living and or we're alive, but not necessarily living. That's part of the whole being planted in the ground. Okay. Sometimes in the darkest times of our lives, it's because you are the seed in the dirt and you're growing. And as you grow, you'll start poking out into the sunshine and things will not seem so dark anymore. Next thing you know, you're that blossoming flower that everybody else is admiring, right? So embrace it and learn to love where you are. Bridget, the affirmation for Emerald says, I earn unlimited income doing what I love, and I am successful in all my pursuits. Amen to that. I have to figure out why my camera is so fuzzy up close. All right, that way. Let's get yours. Let's see what it has for you. Oh, the bots have showed up. You're welcome, love. You're not the first one to try and burn me at the stake, Tarot Destroyer. Have a nice life. All right. So hopefully they'll just go away. All right, that way. Oh, and this is one of my favorite stones. This is Rhodonite. Okay, this helps to release heartache, grief, and sorrows of past relationships. This encourages lightheartedness and joy and restores the balance of confidence and emotions. Okay, this is a great card. I used this stone quite a bit after my mom died. We had a very deeply connected soul relationship, and it was wicked difficult. She died in 2015, and that was kind of what started me on this whole journey. It was my biggest catalyst, I think. And Rhodonite was extremely helpful for me in that. So the affirmation for this says, my mental and emotional bodies are balanced, and I attract nurturing people. Welcome to our space. So hopefully you'll find some solace in that stone too as well. I hate bots. Don't quote scripture at me. I'm a minister. Just saying. God said, judge not, lest thou be judged. Ooh. All right. Holy moly, I just almost lost the whole deck. All right, Kate, let's get your card. Thor, enough. You can wait. Beautiful. Kate, you get Peridot. This is an excellent card. This helps us to release feelings of impatience, jealousy, and frustration. It also helps us to improve our ability to integrate and process life, connect to our inner strength and unlimited potential. And I can only imagine that is why you're here today. Nothing is an accident, right? And I don't believe in coincidence. Everything happens for a reason. Again, welcome to our space. That is true. Sometimes it is Your relationship with yourself is the very first one you should be working on. If you can't love yourself, no one else is going to be able to either. Okay. They can't fill that hole that only you can. The affirmation for Peridot, Kate says, good fortune is the result of good thoughts and actions, and I am grateful for my blessings. And this also extends to appreciating other people's blessings too as well, because the more you can look at somebody else and be, I'm so happy for you and what's going on, the more you raise that vibration in yourself too as well, to be able to receive those things in your own life. You're very welcome. I'll be here all week. All right, my friends, let's pull one last card to close this out. We're at 51 minutes. I think that's long enough, right? Let's get, I know what we'll do. We'll pull 3 cards from the Starseed deck by Nari Anastasia. That's a tongue twister. Try to say that 10 times fast. I know I'm not going to do it live. Let's get 3 out of here. These are just keywords. They're little snippets from your own souls. Let's get 3. Oh, crap. And I just got 3. Thank you, universe. All right, the first one is the celebration card. Okay, I'm going to show you the backs of these because sometimes they have energetic downloads in them themselves. This says to celebrate your achievements. You truly are a gift to the universe. I believe we were talking about this a little bit earlier on about that too as well. Okay. The next one is this card. Also something that we talked about. This is the stillness card. It says reflect on this moment with love, kindness, and compassion. Love it. And last but in no way least, we get the energetic portal card. This is about advancement, okay? It says a strong energy is propelling you forward. Follow the stirrings of your heart. And remember, wherever it leads you, favor follows you always, as does our love. Be good. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. That's how you change the world every day. One soul at a time. Yours. Bye, everyone. I love you tons. I will see you all again tomorrow evening at 9 p.m. Central, 7 Pacific. Remember, you are worth it every single day. Consistently show up for yourself and watch your whole life change. I'll see you all again tomorrow.